Now, Coach David King, Adams County Christian School, the man, the myth, the legend. Get that microphone up there and take it away. I want you to talk about all them rings you done won. It's almost Ric Flair time, brother. Give us a little woo.
That's in the past. As you know, the coach is only as good as the next game. So nobody remembers that. And it's a new season, Jimmy. It's my 26th season as a head coach.
Wow.
I was listening to all those other coaches a while ago, and they're young and energetic, and I'm thinking, wow, I've got T-shirts older than as many years as they've been coaching. So I'm kind of the old man around, but I've been blessed with so many good teams, so many good assistants, and to come back home to my alma mater, ACCS, has been a blessing. I start my 12th year as a head coach here, so it's exciting. This is my time of the year. School's about to start, and I am really looking forward to another good year of football for ACCS.
Awesome. Now you not only have the whistle and that visor on Friday nights, but you've been the head man. The buck stops with you, and I don't mean it like that. You're the headmaster. You're the head football coach. Talk about, just for a minute, what that's I don't want to say David and Goliath stuff.
I have an outstanding school board. That's where it starts, to be able to be a headmaster and a football coach, which I think I'm only one of three now. It used to be a kind of a common place in the 70s and 80s, but it's I'm a dinosaur now. But I've got an outstanding school board that is totally committed to our school. I've got some great principals who are under me that really help me day to day, and I've just so much enjoy the being the headmaster, because I get to see the kids and see a lot of things develop under my watch. But my principals know this time of the year, they're kind of they're kicking in overtime, because I take this serious. This is kind of been my hobby for a long time, and I hope the board will continue to let me do it, because I still enjoy it. I love being around the kids, and I've got some great assistant coaches. I've been very, very fortunate to be able to do both of them, and I would not be able to without a committed board and some really good principals underneath them.
Sure. Now, I'm going to tell you what, seeing being that volunteer coach there since 1987 myself, and I'm gonna tell you what, I'm super duper stoked for this. I don't want to get off tangent just for a second, but Chris Thompson taking over the girls and boys soccer program. He has been out there sweating with the kids and putting them through the routines and all that good stuff.
That's right. Chris and Johan were great players, soccer and football. Chris has done an amazing job. He's hit the ground running and taking the mantle from you for soccer. We've got a new softball coach, Savannah Buck, who's done a wonderful job. Richie Spears has been like a brother to me, and we won a lot of ball games and championships together.
Absolutely.
He's moved on this year. We're missing very much, but adding Stanley Smith to the staff. I mean, one of the other guys in the area that won us a championship, who was one of the best players to ever come out of Faraday.
Absolutely.
Just a lot of good things. We've hired Jaquel Foster to be the assistant girls and boys basketball coach. This is a guy that played at Ohio State and played, professional basketball overseas. So really, really some exciting things going on with our staff, and I just can't say enough about some of these young people that kind of have energized all of us.
Absolutely. And, you spent many a time on the gridiron coaching, and I think he played everything but ice hockey. Matthew Freeman has taken over as the athletic director. Richie Spears has been doing that for a number of years, and I believe he's now at Oak Forest, and we wish him the best of luck. But Matthew Freeman, I'm going to tell you this, and I'm just going to brag on Matthew. If you're going to see this, so I'm going to say this. I hadn't had the opportunity a lot of times this summer to step on campus, and I've been kind of busy, Coach. Yeah. But the time that I did, I visited with you a little bit in your office that day, and you had just all kinds of new upgrades, constantly great things going on at our school at Adams Christian. But I went over there, and they were getting ready for the noontime workouts for the girls to come in. And I just kind of walked around, and Matthew Freeman and Chris Thompson was standing there, and he said, "Okay, show me how many kids you got on your," and Chris was like, "I got like 36 girls." Yeah. And everything. And Matthew was like, "Oh, and they were back and forth. So, I mean, I think he has a fire and passion for that new job, and looking for big things out of Coach Matthew.
Done a really good job with the AD. Richie set a good example for him. We were all a very close group, and we're sad to see Richie go. You know, this profession, you move on, and Richie's going to do a great job wherever he is. But he set a good example. Matthew has hit the ground running. Done a great job. We've got, our young baseball coach, Jake Winston, who played for me. That was an outstanding player for me. So a lot of good, young, energetic coaches that are keeping me stoked. And but hey, it's football season.
Absolutely, brother. Okay, so let's talk about, man, the last several years. It has been just fun. Either not only at Bobby Marks Stadium, but on the road. ACCSlive.org. I believe this is 11th or 12th year. Got to mention this right quick, like, you right around the time that you were getting there, we started live streaming, and there was 3 schools in the state of Mississippi, per se, that I call the juggernauts: Jackson Academy, Jackson Prep, and ACCS. And the streaming of live streaming, the numbers. I mean, there was a playoff game how many years ago, Coach? It was at Starkville Academy or one of them. Whatever. I look up and Michael the Wiz Wilson gives me the numbers, and I'm like, wait a minute. 10,000 people watched that playoff game? Playoffs?
Well, Jimmy, you're a modest guy, and you and I have been friends a long time. You had that vision early on. This thing, it kind of, it was one of these things. It was people weren't willing to test the waters, and you and I had those conversations 10, 11 years ago when this was kind of a foreign idea. And look what you've done. I'm proud. I'm proud of you. Proud of what we've been able to do. And like I said, we've played some playoff games, and you look back at some of the data there. It's amazing how many people are watching some of these games. So kudos to you.
Absolutely,
and what's
man.
going on now.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, one game sticks out in my mind from a couple of years ago. It was literally a nail biter down on the 1 foot line, and the boys of summer for you held Oak Forest Yellow Jackets. I think you remember that victory a little bit, don't you, Coach?
That was our state championship year in 18, I believe, and they won it in their classifications. 2 great teams going after it. So made a lot of great memories. And every now and then, I'm not going to lie to you, if it's a rainy day and I'm depressed, I'll go to ACCS Live and watch that live performance there with you and Dan Ratcliffe on the call there. That was an exciting game.
That was a good game.
Yes, it was.
So anyway, okay, what do we talk to me about what we've got? Who are my key players this year? How many guys did we lose as seniors? Talk a little bit about that, if you will, Coach King.
Well, we're coming off a 10-1 season, which is, we've built this thing up now where that was a disappointment. I've looked back, and I'm scratching my head. We were a fumble in a bad possession away from going to a state championship, and everybody thought it was a bad season. So that's kind of where we've set the bar now. And I'm just being honest with you, I like it that way.
Absolutely.
But it is a lot of stress on strain on you. We're moving up a class. Park Lane, Oak Forest will be unbelievable football teams in our district. Josh there is going to really do a great job at Cathedral. He played for me and coached with me. He's a young, energetic, great coach. They're going to be better. And then Silliman is always that wild card. They're going to be good. And Brookhaven Academy. So every one of these teams are playoff caliber teams in our district alone. So
sure.
5A is loaded. We lost some good seniors. We've moved up a class. We don't have a lot of depth, but I really like this team. There are 9 seniors, and they've been, played for a state championship their 9th grade year.
Right.
Their 10th grade year, we were 11-2 and got beaten in semis, and 10-1 last year in the semis. So they're kind of like, hey, this is our senior year. Let's take the next step. But it's going to be tough. You got Jackson Prep and Greenville Greenville St. Joe and Simpson. 3 of your non-conference games, all 3 of them played in the state championship last year.
Absolutely.
So not an easy game on the schedule. But we like it that way. You and I were old Rebels that played in when Centerville, like you said, was our
homecoming.
Yeah. So there's not an easy game on the schedule, but this group is close knit and talented. There's not a lot of depth, but I like what I see so far the first weekend.
Absolutely. Now, Coleman Carter is a gunslinger. He is a junior this year.
He's a junior this year, yes.
And I'm going to tell you what, there's not many quarterbacks in the state of Mississippi. Tell me a little bit about Coleman and what you're expecting out of him, and who are some of his weapons that he's going to have in his arsenal this year?
Well, I'm not a big name dropper because I like to just come under the radar.
Okay.
But obviously, Coleman Carter is a guy that's been a 3-year starter. He is exceptional. He's a great athlete. He's had a lot of tough games in his career where we played some very good teams, but he's a seasoned veteran for a junior.
Right.
We've got the Jordan Bears and the Tristan Burnses and the Riley Roaches and the Damian Johnsons. These are names that people that have been watching us know, but we've got some young upcoming guys that are very, very talented too that I think are going to catch some balls and do some great things.
Sure.
The running back spot, we kind of have got 2 or 3 guys. Sean Carey Cawthon, he just was really an athlete. Juggernaut in the junior high level. We're expecting to carry the ball a lot. But where I think we're going to impress some people is our offensive line, which in high school level you've got to have that. And I've got some really nice offensive linemen: Caleb Bailey and Tate Wadsworth, Josh Davis, and several more that are seasoned guys that I look to really have a good year this year and open some holes and let us be more balanced than we've been.
Sure. Now we start off week 1.
We actually play week 0, which if people are not familiar with that,
okay.
Everybody plays a jamboree in what's called week 0, but we're playing Bowling Green. Bowling Green is in Franklin Parish, which they have this strawberry festival down there. You're familiar
yes,
with,
absolutely.
So they always miss that week of play later on in October, I believe. So they're allowed to play a week 0 game. And this year they could not find an opponent, so we decided to play them. So we're not going to have a jamboree this year. We're actually going to play a first game on August the 11th. So it's kind of we're a week ahead of everybody. So we really had to cram a lot in the first week of practice.
Wow!
So
I did not even realize that.
It's here. We will not play a jamboree Friday. We're playing our first football game at Bobby Mark Stadium. So it's here.
I'm glad you let me know that now.
Yes, it's just the last couple of weeks it's materialized. So we're playing our first home game on August the 11th.
And now, okay, so with them, but they're out of our district. Bowling Green is
they're a 4A school. They've hired a new coach and they've got a lot of buzz going on down there. So Bowling Green is always that team they're going to play you hard nosed. They're going to be tough. It's going to be 100 degrees. I mean, hey, we've got to get ready quick. Yes, it's going to be tough conditions.
Absolutely.
I'm excited about it.
All right. Hey, folks, ACCSlive.org, the place to be if you can't make it to Bobby Mark Stadium or on the road. I tell you what, it's fixing to be game on with ACCSlive.org. Dan Ratcliffe and his son will be the dynamic duo, and our PA guy again will be Jody Smith, as always. And then Irby Campbell, hey, he pumps the crowd up as always. Coach, best of luck to you this season.
My brother Jimmy, always good to see you, friend.
Absolutely, brother. All right, y'all stay tuned for more Sports Buzz.